Hello, and welcome to Moscato and Tea. This is the show for all things beauty, business, and community. With your hosts, Inez and Chiquita, keeping it raw, real, and unfiltered.
It's another one on. You don't like that? It's another one in the pipeline.
Listen, I'm
trying different intros.
I know.
You know.
But when you said the pipeline, you know where my mind went. So let's
once again, just nasty.
Yeah,
just nasty.
Let's not go there.
Oh my God.
So it's another one. We're here again.
Yes.
Hey, lady.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm good. Can you not be nasty?
Girl,
Is that possible?
You just leave it open. You know I got a slick mouth
Yes.
and it's quick. So
I
you
set
just
it
leave
up,
it
and then you just hit it.
Yep, home run.
Just slide on in.
Yep. Make it happen.
I can't with you. You're not going to turn me dirty like that, okay? No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Listen, you're a mess. But
What's been going on?
a lot
How
has
are you?
been going on. I'm doing good, just working it out, just trying to figure it out, get healthy, positive mind, positive, health, positive body, all that good stuff. So just
Amazing.
trying to figure it all out. Somebody freaking stole the seat off the bike I had. I'm like, where'd they do that at?
And you're like, and when did he have time to see? Like,
I don't even know. But
what
it's-
tools did they have to steal the bike seat?
Exactly. I'm like, who does that? But
Girl.
it's anyway. But that kind of goes into just overall, what I kind of want to talk about, which is, being healthy body wise, but also the counter to that and what I've noticed a lot lately is body shaming.
Girl, that's nothing new.
I know, that's true. But this specifically, I've seen a lot of body shaming with from women about men, especially with a lot of these leaking of sex videos. What do you think about that? Like, it was Nelly, it was somebody else. Oh my God, I can't think of the other person. Little Fizz, and it was somebody else or whatever. But it really had me thinking, like, what are we doing, as a society? Because I could have sworn we were all about, like, not body shaming. And when a guy does it to a girl, everybody, piles on. And it's like, what are you doing? You shouldn't be doing that. But then I see a lot of the women piling on the guys. So it's like, are we...
A double standard?
Yeah, double
Of course.
standard. Like, should we be...
Everything.
What's going on?
There's a double standard for everything.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So here's the thing. You're not allowed, women have been body shamed for so long that it's kind of like, don't do it. But when a man comes along, they're not body shamed like women are. So I think women take that opportunity to go ahead and shame them so they can understand what it feels like.
But then I think with that, they'll be the first ones to be like, when a sex tape comes out of a girl, they'll be the first ones to be like, don't go looking for the video, don't talk about the girl and all that. But at the same time, you're talking about the guy.
I can see that, and the double standard in the whole thing. But okay. Here's the thing: we're talking about people who are in the public eye, right?
But does that make that better?
No. I'm not saying that. Listen, I'm going to play devil's advocate here. Okay.
Okay.
These are people that are in the public eye, so they have kind of put themselves out there for people to scrutinize. Don't say I'm saying it's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know
you
what I'm
can
saying?
scrutinize, but
you
should you scrutinize that about them?
But here's the thing.
That's my question.
Yeah, but here's the thing. That means everything is open. It's anything could be. Like, say I'm out there, I'm a public, and now somebody could talk about my toes. Somebody's gonna talk about, I might have had, the nose hair. Anything. It's out there. You're presenting yourself in a way of perfection. Okay? So, and what a beauty standard, unrealistic beauty standards, even for men. Let's keep that. Because they're in the public. It's in the public eye, unrealistic beauty standards, unrealistic things. And I think people, what they do is they have a fantasy in their minds of this person and what they think they should look like. It doesn't mean it's correct.
Yeah.
Because they are human.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They are human. They are regular men. They just do things that put them in the public eye. Right? So you might, instead of it being like me and you, and I see yo, you know, I show you like, yo, look at my dudes, you know what I'm saying? It's me and you, and we're like, ha ha, he he, right?
Yeah.
Now you got the world seeing it and saying that.
Yes.
Okay? And it's not because it's correct. It's because I think they've created this fantasy and this image that when people have this fantasy in their mind and it doesn't like lead up to their fantasy, that's where they start the criticizing, right? So let's say it's a supermodel, right? And she goes in, she does this photo shoot, and they Photoshop, they do all these things, and so the person, whoever it is, has this fantasy, oh my God, that's how they look like. 24/7. That's bullshit. That's not what they look like. Yeah. So then when you see them in real life or you see them, they put themselves like, this is me, then it's scrutinized because what you're putting
But is that their fault or the person that did the photoshopping?
It's everybody. It's the industry fault. Yeah. It's a standard.
Yeah.
It's the world's. It's the world's fault. It's not. You know, that's what I'm saying. So even with these guys, right? They're sex symbols, quote unquote. They're a singer. You know, Nelly's a rapper. You know, you see him six pack. He's like, hey. They give this, how do you say, big dick energy. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I've heard about it.
Yay. So they give big dick energy. So that's the fantasy because they give off this energy. They ain't giving off this energy that, you know, I'm an average dude. I got average dick or small dick energy. They're giving this idea that they got big dick energy. It's to their knees. They like swinging, whatever it is. So when it comes out and it's the real thing, you're like, but wait a minute. I was expecting big dick energy. Not realizing that it's just a confidence and a feeling that they have. It doesn't mean that their anatomy is that.
Yeah. I can see that.
I
can see that. But then it goes into what if that affects their mental health? And then you're part of the problem.
Yeah.
Because you're piling on like everybody else.
Exactly. And that's where we're saying, where does the line draw? There is none. It's blurred lines. Social media and bullying has changed all of this. There is no privacy. I mean, right now,
true.
I think I'm about, I just started watching Pam and Tommy. Pamela Anderson and, okay, I just started.
It's on Hulu, I think?
Yeah, it's on Hulu,
I have to
right?
check it out.
And I just started watching it, and the reaction to a sex tape then and to what we got now are two different things. Why? Due to the access of social media and it being put out there. So when it's put out there, when you do something privately and somebody takes it or you're doing it or stealing it or whatever, they didn't have the accessibility to download it, and now the world, it was somebody had to buy. It was a whole different, and people were like, why are they doing that? That was what was happening in their privacy. But now with social media, basically it's saying, come into my life and see what I do. You're inviting them in, right? With your post, with look at my life. So people feel they have the right, not that it's right, but people feel because you invited them in, they have the right to scrutinize and body shame because it's not what they feel is correct, or because they are feeling some type of way about themselves because of the way you presented yourself, and now I feel bad about myself, and it ain't what you presented about who you are.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Right?
Yeah.
It's crazy. I'm like, so what? They're average men, whatever.
Yeah.
People, like...
The way these folks were acting, I was just like, oh my God.
And here's the thing. There's this huge... Okay, it's a myth that every black dude has a big dick. It's just a myth. If that was the case, then
everybody be in the hospital.
It would be like, so I think and then here's the problem, this is what happens with women. They compare women with other women. So now they're comparing Nelly and Little Fizz to Safari.
Oh, yeah.
Well, let's look at genetics and where, there's a whole play. So everybody assumes that every black celebrity is going to come out like Safari.
Yeah.
And that's just not true.
Well, it also goes into other things that I, kind of question too. It's like women that don't want to date, short men or don't want to date a 9-to-5 guy, and
because of the phallus of social media and what it's saying about people. The same way men don't want to date a big girl.
Yes.
Or a voluptuous girl. They only want to date a cookie cutter. What they assume these women have created that are family.
With the big butts and
okay. Yeah. I mean, like, let's keep it 100. I'm going to keep it 100. Kardashians are the number one of creating false advertisement of what it really is. All right. Because if you see their pictures before to now, they've done a ton of work. I'm not bashing them for doing their work, but keep it 100 because you're setting a standard that is not realistic. There's a bunch of other celebrities who've done work as well, nose jobs, this and that, and it was a hidden secret. But it's gotten to the point where it's so bad and women are looking like plastic dolls. The BBL scene has gotten out of control.
Oh, yeah. It's insane.
Like, to the point, like, you're like, dude, you look like two sticks with a bubble, two sticks. And I'm like, wait a minute. Like, you know what? It's like, yo, this is crazy.
Yeah.
So so here's the thing. Now, because women and men said they like this, it has created, now women are saying to men that are being scrutinized, we want that bigger. That don't look the way it was. It's okay for men to say, I want a big butt and a small waist, and she got to look like this and that. But it's not okay for a woman to say, oh, your shit is little.
Yeah.
It needs to be bigger. You need to go get an implant.
Yeah.
Because,
And so how, as a society, can we, get away from that?
I don't know. I think it's so far gone.
Yeah.
It's so far gone that the only way a society can is instilling self-esteem for each individual.
Yeah.
And, there's so many things that, it starts from young, instilling self-esteem and saying you are good enough.
Yeah.
And telling and saying to people, like I always tell my daughter knows that a lot of these people, I go, that's fake. That from when no, wait a minute, that's TV. That's not real. This isn't what it is. This is what's real, and this is. But unfortunately, so it's hard to instill these kinds of values and these kinds of things that you want to, or say to people you're good enough when you're fighting, when you got celebrities and people are out there that aren't even telling the truth of how they achieve that.
Yeah. I don't even think I think some kids nowadays are too young to even have access to social media. I think they're giving it to them too young.
Yeah, it's like
insane.
TikTok,
TikTok, 9-year-olds.
Yeah, what? But you know what that is? That's the society said, I don't want to deal with my kid here. Go there.
That's true.
And then they wonder why children and kids are have low self-esteem because they're looking at things that are unrealistic. It's even to the point, just example. Did you see the Tinder Swindler on Netflix?
I heard about it.
Girl.
And he's doing a GoFundMe or something.
Girl. All I can say is why.
Yeah, I don't understand.
And I don't understand why.
Why would you get this person you don't know?
Well, I know. I'll be at a question you a billionaire and you can't. Oh, no, I'm sorry, not the one.
Yeah.
But then again, after hearing the stories, so their fantasy of what a relationship and what they want allowed them to be swindled by this guy.
Yeah.
Because one of them I'm not going to give away the whole story because you haven't seen it, but one of them her idea, her whole idea of what love and what she's basing and what she's looking at is Beauty and the Beast. That's a damn cartoon. And wait here. But if you look at the storyline, it's a pretty not the greatest storyline.
Yeah.
It's about a guy who doesn't, kidnaps and, keeps the chick.
Yeah. It's crazy.
And makes her fall in love, and then all of a sudden, it's like, beyond this, we can be, and then we fall in love, and then we can live happily ever after. And then he's a prince. Like, yo, this is crazy. But it's supposed to be fantasy and fun. But it's so much so that girls and when they're little girls go, I'm going to be swept off my feet by such a guy. So this guy literally sweeps these women off their feet by creating a fantasy that they were looking for.
That's
and
crazy.
It makes it easy to go in and infiltrate and get the money.
Ooh.
And right? So the idea is, how do we get people to quit living in fantasy
Yeah.
and realizing that things are scripted.
Yes.
These are supposed to be for entertainment, not basing your life off of. Because if that was the case, one of my favorite cartoon movies is The Little Mermaid, right? I think it's so great. But then if I believe that, then I should have, at 16, I'm giving away my voice, and at 16, I'm going to be and let the guy take me away and do all this shit and whatever. But I know it's fantasy. It's just a cute little, this is fun, to take our mind away from what's
really
but
going on.
really
Yeah.
going on. I mean, look at, we have Cinderella. I call it the Cinderella syndrome.
Oh, okay.
Everybody is, they got the Cinderella syndrome that, woe is me, what a man's going to come and save me, and I'm going to live happily ever after. So that's how our society, to me, has gotten to the point where the Cinderella syndrome has gotten so big that everybody has these great expectations that that don't exist.
And that leads me into this next situation with dating and men and all this craziness. I don't know if you saw on social media. It was started as a TikTok video a girl did where she got a guy for a first date, first impressions, a cigar. And women went in on her and basically were saying that you should not be doing that for a first date. You should never give him a gift. You should be the prize. For a first date, it's like, why are you spending your money? And the girl was like, I didn't pay for it. It was free. Got it from my dad. And she had been talking to the guy a couple times, so she knew he liked cigars. And come to find out later on at the date, he also bought her vinyl records. So it was like, it was a good date and stuff. But people are like, mostly women, were mad that she actually gave a guy something. So my thing is, as a society, because these same women are like, we should be equal. We should be, making our own money. Shouldn't wait on a guy to give you anything. But at the same time, you're saying, oh, he needs to be buying me all this and that for a first date, spending all his money on us.
Right.
So social media, once again, where are we?
You know what? I have to be honest. It's fucking annoying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're two grown adults. People are in people's business.
Yes.
Just because she
Negative.
posted, you don't know their relationship and where they have and whatever. And what happened to free will and what happened to kindness? That guy was nice to her. They had a good conversation. He said to her, I like cigars. She probably said, I like records, whatever. If she chose to give that man and be optimistic and show kindness to someone and give him a cigar, who the fuck cares? That's their business. That's grown people business. People are bitter and angry. I hate to say this, my women, there are a lot of men out there that are fucking jerks, right?
Oh, yes.
But there are a lot of good guys that are not getting a break. I don't care if it were me. I would do the same thing she did because I don't care if we never talk again. He'll remember me always and remember kindness over anything else. And then he'll be like, yo, it's okay to be cool. Women, here's the problem. We can't have it all. You can't sit there and say, I want this, I'm a feminist, he needs to treat me, but we can't do it back to them. Just because she gave him a cigar doesn't mean anything. And that could lead to something more. You know, people are speaking from a place of hurt. Just because you got burnt by some dude doesn't mean every damn dude is going to burn you.
Exactly.
It doesn't mean anything. Just because you might have had a guy that buys you everything because he could afford it or he was manipulating you with that doesn't mean, let's just say, doesn't mean that the guy who doesn't buy you everything doesn't have other intentions. People have love language that are different. So we have to let people prove themselves beforehand. All you ever see on social media is red flag, red flag, red flag. Okay, great. But what about the ones that are good and say, hey, she said he gave her a gift. I think people are making too much of it. And all those women that are hating on her, don't be mad because she did something that you don't have the capability of doing because you're mad and you think men owe you something. Right? And the same with men. Don't treat women like shit and you say you don't buy her gifts because you feel women owe you something. This is two people that are adults, and she said, he makes me feel a certain way, and he was kind. I'm going to do the gesture and say, thank you for being kind to me, and here's a cigar. What's the problem?
Yeah, it's like, why is that a bad thing to give a guy a gift?
I don't see what the problem is.
So, especially if you have sons, you will want your son to be treated nicely.
It's a double standard. We want these men to do things for us. But we don't teach men that it's okay for women to do something nice for you. I have nephews, and I'm like, okay, so you're giving. What is she giving you in return? You know, people are quick to use this king and queen information, but you don't even know what it means. Yeah. You have no idea because the self-hate and the self-deprecation of one and then taking it out on the opposite sex is so toxic on social media.
So materialistic, you know.
It's what happened to, I don't know. I mean, I don't see the big deal. Like, honestly, I'm a giver. I love to give gifts. I love to do that kind of stuff. It's just in me. I do it for my girlfriends, a guy friend, a guy I'm dating, or we met. He's like, oh, what's a cigar? She didn't go buy him a fucking car.
Yeah. Well, even some women don't even want to date a guy if he doesn't have, like, the latest car. If he has, like, a little regular Honda and he's working towards, like, a big corporate job or something, but they don't want to, you know.
Okay, so what? I own my own business and I choose not to put my money in a fucking car, but put it in my business. So somebody's going to judge me because I drive a Honda? Then kick rocks and keep it pushing because you're not the guy for me because you're not letting me see the bigger picture. I don't find material things to be so important to me. This is me. Yeah. Me, it's more important how you show up and how you're there. Just because it could be like, well, we both like Hondas. What's the fucking problem with the Honda? I love a good Honda.
We love a Honda, y'all.
No, that's what I'm saying. I love a Honda. I would put my money and buy a Honda before I go and buy a luxury car. Why? Because for me, it's reliable. I love it. It's sporty. That's what I like. So because I drive a Honda doesn't mean I'm not worthy of...
it's crazy.
It's crazy.
How society has become very materialistic.
So materialistic that we're not giving each other the opportunity and the chance. There's a lot of, what happened is there's a lot of bitter, angry mothers out there.
Yes.
Who have placed into these boys, men, girls, women, a false sense of what it's supposed to be. And then women and men are so angry at each other.
Oof, it's crazy.
They're so, to the point where you don't even see, what happened to seeing like good love and, you know, even with these reality TVs, I hate to say this, it's nothing but toxicity.
It is. It's crazy.
It's crazy that people think that's the norm. So giving someone a gift is a problem?
Yeah.
Girl, I don't know. I guess I ain't that. I guess
Yeah.
I'm leading in my masculinity because I choose to give a guy that I know likes cigars.
Yeah.
Again, the same way I've given gifts to dudes that we're cool wherever. Says I like rums. I go to Puerto Rico and I go, yo, I bought you a rum. Try this out.
Yeah.
So that means I'm in my masculinity.
Yeah.
Or
Basically.
it's you know what I'm saying? Or if he chooses not to give me a gift,
Yeah.
that's okay for me. Well, does he show up? Yeah. We go out to eat? Yeah. He calls me, texts me, gives me his time? Yeah. Okay, so I don't need the gifts. That him showing up is enough for me that I'm the gift giver. Here you go.
Exactly.
That doesn't change the fact that the relationship. I like to give gifts. It's in my nature. I'm always happy to give a gift because to me, it's something. I don't care if a guy is nice, we're cool, we're vibing. I find something that we talked about, he likes, I will buy it and give it to him with no expectations in return because I like giving gifts and I like making people in my life. But how do I get it in return? He better show the fuck up. He better do those kinds of things because that's my language. Right? Not a lot of people are comfortable giving gifts to each other anymore. Oh, I gotta go. Like, I don't know.
Everybody's just so angry.
So mad. I'm like, can we just give some love and be happy and say, see, somebody was kind? We didn't vibe that way, but dude, we had a great time.
Yeah. It was just so insane to watch the pile on, and it was just like, wow.
Wow, like, leave this girl alone. So what? I'm
yeah.
with her. I give gifts when I feel like it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Somebody's vibing with me and we're good, and it's something small like, oh, a cigar, or it says, oh, I like a certain rum, a certain tequila. I like, what's the problem?
It's just about treating each other,
with
with
respect.
So why is that a bad thing?
The fact that people think that she's in her masculinity, no, it's called being kind to someone. That she
and they called him a narcissist. Because he said to her after she gave it to him, he was like, "Oh, no one's like," he said to her like, "Oh, that you stand out," and they were like, "Oh, he's a narcissist for saying that."
No, you know what I believe. You know what he's saying that she stands out is to let you know that nobody ever thinks about him in that way, and thinking about what he's saying and speaking. She heard what he was saying and literally said, "Here you go. I'm giving you a cigar because I heard you like cigars." And she probably didn't do it to stand out. She just did it because that's who she is.
And that's what she said. She loves giving gifts and stuff. So
yeah. So I got problems then because. I love giving gifts. I think it's great. I like making somebody's day.
Yeah.
And a guy I'm dating and we're vibing and we're talking and I hear and I give a gift, I don't see what the problem is.
Yeah. That's our society. It's insane.
Insane.
It's like really crazy.
But you know what? I have to say, men are really shortchanged on gifts.
Yeah.
Because I've gotten a lot of, even here.
Like Valentine's Day. Like, are women giving men gifts on Valentine's Day?
I don't know. That's not I hate that holiday. I think it's stupid, but but I just think it's stupid because you should be treating each other with love and respect all the time, but whatever. As far as giving gifts, I've had many guys be like, or put it this way, I don't care. Like, it's not a big deal. I'm not being masculine. I'm just like, like I could be at a bar. I've done this before. I could be at a bar. I ask somebody, oh, hey, do you mind if I sit or join your table? And they're cool. They get up, say, here, have my seat. I'll literally say, what are you drinking?
Yeah.
And they're like, what? What are you drinking? I want to buy you a drink for being so kind. And they're thrown aback like, what? I go, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
This doesn't mean I want to date you. This doesn't mean I'm trying to,
nice.
It's something to say thank you and be nice. And I've never had, so no woman's ever bought you a drink? That's mind-boggling and baffling to me because where I grew up and that's the norm. Hey, what's up? Hey, what are you doing? Yes. Here you go. Oh, they buy a drink. I buy a drink.
Yeah.
I don't see it's a big deal. If somebody moves and gives me their table and it's kind, here you go. You want a drink? What are you having? Yeah. Here you go. Thank you. Bye-bye. Yeah. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Yeah.
What's the problem?
Yeah.
Now we're dealing in toxicity? I don't know.
Social
I guess
media.
I'll just be me and still buy gifts and do whatever.
Yes, yes.
And let people hate on me. I don't care.
You are a mess.
Because I'm gonna be me. I don't know how else to
You're
be.
going to be the next person on there on social media, and they're going to be bashing.
Yeah,
talking-
bashing. Like, yeah, whatever. Then don't look at it.
Yeah.
Keep it pushing. Don't be mad.
Exactly. So, that's our world. We're just living in it. But once again, it's been a lovely conversation.
Always.
Hanging out with you.
Always.
We got plenty more to come this season. We are back.
We are back. And you know what? Be kind and give gifts if you feel like it.
Please.
It's all right.
It's not going to hurt anybody.
Right? It's okay. You might make somebody's day.
Exactly. So, thanks, guys, for listening. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening. Take a little time to enjoy your brand of Moscato and Tea with us every day. Subscribe, rate, and follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and MoscatoandTea.com.